All right, today we are digging into the source material for a pretty wild technology called Sunrise. And it really asks you to think about your own energy, your vitality, in a totally new way. I mean, what if you had a personal battery? That's it. The whole idea really hinges on that one powerful question. Take a second and really think about it. What if your body, your whole being, literally ran on a battery? And what if you could just plug yourself in and recharge that battery anytime it starts to run low? That's the core promise we're going to explore today. Okay, so let's really dive into this concept. The source material puts forward this really fascinating idea. It says our body isn't just, a biological machine. It's also a self-regulating energetic system. And to frame this whole philosophy, the source material actually uses this kind of guiding persona they call Zoran the Dragon. And the message here is super powerful. The goal isn't just to get through the day, just to survive. It's to truly thrive with this vibrant, resonant energy. So where does an idea like this even come from? Well, what's really interesting is how the source material tries to ground this concept. It suggests that the very foundation of our vitality, our spark of life, is the natural electrical charge that's in every single one of our cells. And here's the problem this is all supposed to solve. According to the text, when this cellular electricity starts to fade, when that charge gets low, we feel it, physically. That's where the fatigue comes from, the stiffness, that feeling of just not having the bounce back we used to. And this is a really crucial point. The source claims the goal isn't to pump some artificial energy into you. No, it's about clearing the way, removing interference so that your body's own incredibly powerful self-repair systems can get back to doing their job.
So, the big question is, how does it supposedly do all this? Well, the source material breaks the whole process down into three primary functions.
And this really lays out the three-step approach perfectly. So step one, it's all about recharging the cells directly. Step two, it creates something the source calls a harmonizing field. You can kind of think of it as a way to get your body's overall energy back in balance. And finally, step three, it supports a key metabolic process that actually produces your body's energy. Okay, now this is where it gets super fascinating. That third step we just mentioned, optimizing hydrogen metabolism, well, the source links that directly to creating more ATP. And ATP? ATP is basically the energy currency for your cells. It's the fuel molecule. It powers literally everything you do, from thinking a thought to lifting your arm. So the idea of making it more efficiently, yeah, that's a huge deal for how you feel day to day. All right, so with that whole process in mind, let's talk about the payoff. What are the promised benefits? Let's look at how this technology supposedly takes you from just surviving to a state of genuinely thriving. The source material paints a really clear picture here by showing these two states of being side by side. On the one hand, you've got survival mode. And I think we all know what that feels like, right? Drained, tired, stiff, just feeling stuck. But then on the other side, you have thriving mode. And that's all about being resilient, flexible, and having this real sense of inner harmony and flow. And if we drill down a little deeper, these are the specific, tangible benefits the source claims users can expect. We're talking about things like a boost in your natural energy, better hydration at a cellular level, smoother movement with less stiffness. It's really about promoting that overall balance and vitality. Okay, but what does all this actually mean in practice? What's the user experience like? To make it more concrete, the source text actually answers some of the most common questions people have. So, first up, what does a session actually feel like? What does the source say you'd experience? Well, the description is all about subtlety. It's presented as being totally non-invasive and really gentle, so not some big, intense jolt of energy. Instead, the text says users report feeling things like a gentle warmth, a sense of profound calm, or just deep relaxation. The goal is to leave you feeling refreshed and revitalized. All right, the next logical question, right? How long does it take to see results? Is this an instant fix, or is it something that builds over time? According to the text, the results are cumulative. It's not a one-and-done kind of thing. The source uses a great analogy. Think of it like tending a garden. The real power unfolds with consistent use over time, not all at once. Now, there is a really important note here that the source material is very, very clear about. It stresses that this is a wellness product. It's not a medical device, and it's not a substitute for professional medical advice. It's really designed to complement your well-being, not to replace a doctor. So to kind of wrap things up, The text brings us back to that core philosophy, back to Zoran's wisdom. It frames well-being as this beautiful pattern, this rhythm. It's all about finding your own personal rhythm and getting in sync with the world around you. Finding your own inner drumbeat.
And so the source material ultimately leaves us with this final reflective question. It turns it all back on us and really gets you thinking about what balance and energy and that inner harmony truly mean in your own life.